Well, folks, another soggy start it looks like on this Thursday morning. Rain showers continue to work their way through the DMV. When might we catch some drier pockets throughout the day? We'll have a check of your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
Also coming up this morning, time is running out for the lost submersible. Where the rescue effort stands this morning.
Plus, it's a wet morning today, but the summer heat will return later this weekend. We're stretching your dollar with a few tips on how you can keep cool while saving on your power bill.
And Hagerstown deciding on a name for its new baseball team. A look at the 5 finalists and how you can give your input.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, it's 6 o'clock on this Thursday morning. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Corey James.
Good morning. I'm Tanaya Wright. We're going to start you off with a live look outside this morning. Damon, is a pretty soggy, dreary start to our day.
It certainly is, guys. And yeah, that view says it all right there. We're just starting to get that very early morning daylight here, and it's a gray look to the entire DMV and DC Metro, of course. And that is all thanks to the fact that yesterday that rain just would not let up. We had steady rain, especially across our eastern counties here along and just west of I-95. Some rainfall totals getting up toward, if not above, an inch. A little bit drier to the west, but we did still have some rain showers, especially toward the end of the day. And it's all of that fresh rainfall that's leading to the foggy and misty setup we have this morning. We're not really tracking many active showers across the region this morning with that first wave of rain now well off to our north. But there is more rainfall on the way coming in from the south. When should we expect that to arrive? We'll have your full forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, good morning. With the rain comes delays out there. Here's an update along the Capitol Beltway. This is in Greenbelt, right past Good Luck Road. You're seeing a bunch of brake lights, so we have a crash involving at least 3 vehicles. So you are seeing heavy congestion in this area. So that is right through BW Parkway here and 201 Kenilworth Avenue. If you're familiar with this area, I would try to avoid it. It'll probably take you some time to get through, and same with the top side of the Beltway. So the Capitol Beltway is starting to slow down. You're in the 6 o'clock hour as expected.
All right, Shanika, thank you. Your time right now is 6:01.
A quick look at your Know and Go headlines on this Thursday. First up, the clock is ticking to find the submersible that went missing on Sunday on its way to visit the wreckage of the Titanic with 5 people on board. Officials say oxygen supplies are expected to run out sometime this morning. The Coast Guard says it has narrowed the search down to an area where they heard underwater banging sounds.
And Metro is facing a $750 million deficit. That deficit projected to hit next July. Now it accounts for decreased revenue and inflation costs. The impact could mean a severe cut to Metro Rail and bus services.
And the National Transportation Safety Board has released its preliminary report into a flight that prompted the military to scramble jets before crashing in Virginia. It found the pilot failed to respond to the sonic boom made by military jets and even radio transmissions. The report also determined the plane crashed at a high-speed nosedive. All right, 6:02 now. All lanes on 495 back open right now after 2 tractor trailers jackknifed in Montgomery County. This happened at about 7 o'clock last night on the outer loop of 495 near Bradley Boulevard. All lanes were shut down for several hours. Officials say there was a fuel spill as well. No injuries were reported. All right, well, rescuers are making their last push to find the submersible that went missing earlier this week on its way to the wreckage of the Titanic. Yeah,
time is ticking as crews are racing against the clock to rescue those on board before oxygen on the submersible runs out. Now, that is expected to happen this morning. Multiple agencies are working to pinpoint the exact location of the submersible that has 5 people on board. This is what we know so far. Officials have already searched an area more than double the size of the state of Connecticut. The U.S. Coast Guard says its members are narrowing down their search to where sonar planes and buoys capture what they're calling banging noises.
Yesterday, the Canadian P3 detected underwater noises in the search area. As a result, ROV operations were relocated in an attempt to explore the origin of the noises. Although the ROV searches have yielded negative results, they continue.
The Coast Guard says it is having trouble in its search and rescue mission because the area is prone to fog and stormy conditions. Now, the Coast Guard also says they are unsure if those banging noises were actually the submersible.
Officials say even if they find the vessel intact, it's going to be hard to reach it, and with rescue equipment that deep in the ocean. Heads up, Metro riders. WMATA is projecting a $750 million deficit next July if things stay the same.
And if things don't get better, it could mean much longer wait times for trains and buses. DC News Now's Tosin Fakile is live at Tinleytown Metro Station this morning. And Tosin, how much of a reduction in service are we actually talking about for people?
Yeah, Corey, good morning. We're talking about it could be a 67% reduction to services. That is according to WMATA, and that would be an impact on both buses and trains. So that possible deficit of $750 million means when you come to a metro station, you could be seeing trains running every 20 to 30 minutes on each line. Now, WMATA says that the number of people taking the trains and the buses on both weekdays and weekends is way below pre-pandemic levels. Some of what's accounted in the projected $750 million deficit is a $288 million in decreased revenue since the pandemic and $196 million in pandemic relief it gave to local jurisdictions. Now, officials are calling this deficit a transit death spiral. That projected $750 million deficit starting next July, if things don't change, could translate to getting rid of 98 Metro bus lines, with the remaining 37 running at reduced frequency. And as for the trains, besides going to 20-30 minutes on each line, the deficit could also mean no night services on Metro Rail. And just the thought of these drastic changes is concerning to some who use Metro.
That's a little scary. I mean, even today I'm getting off work at like 10, so that'd be pretty unfortunate if that was like right now. So it sounds like it's going to affect a lot of people.
That would definitely affect my commute to work, which is not a good thing because it would mean I would have to leave home even earlier and get to spend less time with my family. So I wouldn't be a fan of that.
Now, WMATA doesn't have dedicated funding sources. 24% of the fiscal year 2024 budget, which starts next month, is federal relief funding that'll end in a year. And 22% relies on parking, advertising, and passenger fares. And passenger fares are currently down. Now, Metro's Finance and Capital Committee is meeting this morning at 10 o'clock to discuss this possible deficit issue. The other steps Metro has taken includes community information sessions and a budget development process. Now, coming up in the next hour, we'll break down exactly just how much ridership has dropped for Metro since the pandemic. We'll have that coming up in the next hour. But for now, we're live at the Tinleytown Metro Station. I'm Tosin Fakile for DC News Now. Back to you.
Thank you, Tosin. D.C. is once again the target of House Republicans. A newly proposed federal spending plan looks to restrict some of the district's policies, from traffic safety measures to HIV prevention. Residents say the interference by Congress is making them angry. Taking a look at specifics from that spending bill, it would ban federal and local funds from going to legalize marijuana in the district. It would also ban the use of automated traffic enforcement. The bill also looks to block funds for D.C.'s Reproductive Health Non-Discrimination Act of 2014. That makes sure people living in D.C. are protected from discrimination by their employer based on their reproductive health decisions. Some residents say Congress meddling in D.C. affairs is exhausting. D.C. Council Chairman Phil Mendelson says these changes could hurt public health and impact the district's budget. Meantime, people calling for D.C. statehood say passing the legislation is now even more important.
The cuts that they proposed and some of the prohibitions will cost the district tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions of dollars.
It's not just one particular thing, it's the audacity. They're just going to keep picking and picking. And so it started with the criminal code. Now here we are, down to traffic lights.
The Republican House Appropriations Committee will meet this morning to discuss the proposal. And billions of dollars in federal funds for child care providers are set to run out come September. Some child care professionals are now warning about a potential child care cliff. The $40 billion child care subsidy program was part of the American Rescue Plan. According to the Century Foundation, more than 3 million children could lose access to child care. All right, well, happening today, it's decision day at the Supreme Court. With their summer break quickly approaching, that means the High Court could release rulings on some landmark cases.
And the court has already ruled on multiple controversial cases this session. Last week, the Indian Child Welfare Act marked a big win for Native advocates. Meantime, we're watching for rulings today on at least 3 major cases. One includes a decision on affirmative action in college admissions. Another is whether or not lower courts can rule on how states run elections. And many many people are also waiting to see a challenge to President Biden's student loan forgiveness program that would forgive up to $20,000 of student debt. Now, the decisions today come as a new poll shows that public approval of the Supreme Court is at an all-time low.
Quinnipiac University poll found that just 30% of registered voters approve of the High Court, 59% disapprove. That comes as many have raised ethics questions against members of the Supreme Court. The latest questions stem from a ProPublica report that says Justice Samuel Alito took a pricey fishing trip with a hedge fund manager and did not report it on his financial disclosures. He later voted on an appeal that favored the hedge fund manager. Justice Alito defended himself yesterday, calling that report misleading. Meantime, lawmakers on Capitol Hill are planning to introduce legislation that would establish a code of ethics for the court. Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Dick Durbin announced the plan yesterday. He says the legislation will be drafted after the Senate's July 4th recess.
All right, your time right now is 6:10. DC News Now is stretching your dollar this morning, showing you some ways to save on your energy bill this summer. Now, Pepco says you can save about 2% on your bill for every degree you raise the thermostat. Also, experts are suggesting closing your blinds and drapes during the day. This, they say, will trap the cool air inside. And if your fan is reversible, make sure it's spinning counterclockwise for the summer. Lastly, when you can, run appliances like dishwashers and ovens at night when it's cooler. And experts say a lot of the heat is generated in the kitchen because of those appliances. If you want to cut down on the heat even more, they suggest you use smaller appliances like a microwave, a crock pot, or an air fryer, and try cooking simple meals that don't require a lot of heat. They also say consider cold meals like salads, smoothies, and sandwiches.